Yeah, won the Oscar.
For an ensemble cast like that, it was good.
Oh yeah.
For some of the people that probably don't watch on a radio show, which they should, can you tell them what is South of Nowhere about? What it revolves around? What happens on the show?
Pretty much it's a coming of age drama about a family that moves from Los Angeles to moves from Ohio to Los Angeles, and kind of the story revolves mainly around the daughter, who I play, Spencer, and she's 16 when the show starts, and it kind of shows her journey and her family's journey of like acclimating to the city, coming from a small suburb. And as teenagers, where I play a 16-year-old, and I have two brothers on the show, and that one of them is adopted and he's African American, and one of them's kind of like the mess up jock kind of character, and you never know what the hell's going on with him, but he's still like, we're all just real teens that are learning how to grow up and deal with all the issues that don't only happen in real life, but happen in a place that everything's a lot more. Everything moves at a lot more of a faster pace, like Los Angeles, as opposed to Ohio. And the family just has to learn how to deal with it. And in a lot of ways, the show speaks to the general Midwest family, or families in general, because the issues we confront. Yeah, and then the parents have so much going on, and the story that Spencer goes through with her sexual identity crisis. She's discovering if it's really what she is, or if it's just a phase, and she meets someone that she falls in love with that's a girl, and her parents can't accept it, and it's pretty much just everybody's journey. I think Spencer and Ashley, her on and off again girlfriend, are kind of like the main storyline, but a lot of issues come up that change things, and especially in our third season right now, it just gets wild.
How to say it? Temperatures are rising.
Temperatures are rising.
Yes,
Nice.
Yes.
And then
Thank
what
you.
is it? The end goes.
It goes there.
It goes there.
Yeah, it goes there.
Cool.
How do you go about making the relationships that your character enters seem realistic, especially when it's not who you are?
I think in the writing that we are so blessed to have had, I think in a lot of ways we can take that, and when you start acting, it's like you kind of just, I think the longer you do it, the easier it can be. If you have the writing, if you have the material, it's like, I don't know, in a way it's like having a conversation with someone and putting yourself in someone else's shoes. But with writing and having an imagination, if you're a reader, like when normal people read books, like they imagine a scenario. For actors, we just, in a way, like we're all still little kids, and we can just put ourselves in that place and live in that imagination. And I think you really need to have an imagination to be able to do it, and be comfortable with the people you're with. A lot of the time, I think it's also just reacting to just general human emotion. And when you're working with actors like Maeve Quinlan, who plays my mom on the show, people who've been in the industry for 20 years, like it's just like you just feed off of each other, and it's so much easier than I think people think.
Okay.
Just living in the moment.
Do you think South of Nowhere, or SON as some of us might know it, is paving the way for other shows to deal with issues that are on the show? Is it paving the way for other shows?
I hope so. I think in a lot of ways it has, maybe affected, but at the same time, it's like we're on a smaller cable network, and there's not as much exposure as some of the other networks. But I don't know. I don't think it really has fully yet, because so much of like Showtime and the bigger networks kind of go more on this on the sexual aspect of like the gay storyline. I think, from what I've seen, and also with the melodrama of most shows, just pulling in a broader audience is so important. Where our show kind of deals with something that hasn't been confronted so much.
How